Numbers chapter 30. And Moses spoke to the rulers of the tribes of the sons of Israel, saying, This is the saying which the Lord ordered. A man whoever should vow a vow to the Lord, or should swear by an oath, or should confirm a set of limits upon his life, he shall not profane his word. All as many things as should come forth from out of his mouth he shall do. And if a woman should vow a vow to the Lord, or confirm a set of limits in the house of her father in her youth, and her father should hear her vows, and her set of limits which she confirmed on her life, and her father should remain silent, then all the matters of her vows shall stand, and all the set of limits which she confirmed on her life she shall abide by. But if, in shaking his head in dissent, her father should dissent in whichever day he should hear her vows, and her set of limits which she confirmed on her life shall not stand, and the Lord shall clear her, for her father shook his head in dissent. But if in coming to pass she should become a man's wife, and her vows be upon her, according to the distinction from her lips, as many things as she confirmed on her life, and her husband should hear and should remain silent concerning her in whichever day he should hear, then thus shall stand all her vows, and her set of limits which she confirmed on her life shall stand. But if in shaking his head in dissent her husband should dissent, in whichever day he should hear all her vows, and her set of limits which she confirmed on her life, they shall not abide. For her husband shook his head in dissent concerning her, and the Lord shall clear her. And a vow of a widow, and a woman being cast out, as many things as she should make a vow on her life, shall abide to her. But if in the house of her husband her vow be, or the set of limits on her life with an oath, and her husband should hear and should remain silent concerning her, and should not shake his head in dissent concerning her, then all her vows shall stand, and all her set of limits, which she confirmed on her life, shall stand concerning her. But if in removing her husband should remove them, in whichever day he should hear all as many things as should come forth from out of her lips, concerning her vows, and concerning the set of limits on her life, it shall not remain to her. Her husband removed them, and the Lord cleared her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict her soul, her husband shall set for her, and her husband shall remove for her. But if in keeping silent he should remain silent at her day by day, then all her vows shall stand, and the set of limits upon her shall stand to her, for he kept silent at her in the day in which he heard. But if removing her husband should remove them, after the day which he heard them, then he shall take the sin unto himself. These are the ordinances, as many as the Lord gave charge to Moses, between a husband and between his wife, and between a father and daughter in youth in the house of her father.